So I wanted to take a couple minutes because I'm noticing with myself that my brain isn't focusing too well. So you might be having that issue at home. And what we need to do is when our brain starts drifting, we have to reel it in. We have to focus, like I just made a funky spot there. So I'm going to tell my brain to go over it again lighter so it smooths out. We have to start making these very purposeful connections with our brain and telling it what to do, because we are in charge, not that organ all by itself. So come along here. My goal is to make this area darker, but when my mind starts wandering, I then try to change up the direction I'm going in. I try to do small circles. Small circles are really helping this look a lot smoother than ever before. I've done this so many times. And then when my mind goes kind of bored with the small circles, I come back in, I push down a little bit harder. So when you're doing this at home, I hope you're able to find a place to really focus, but be very, very mindful of what you're thinking. I mean, are you worrying about something else going on? I'm not saying this to make that not valid, but this could be a wonderful time to say, brain, stop thinking about that. My brain comes up with really weird, morbid things, like things that I could let myself worry about. And then I have to be like, no, 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 I'm not going to go there today. And so then I tell myself, focus back on my sphere. You know, I can tell my lines are going this way, so I need to purposely go this way instead. So I just wanted to pause and focus on that because I realized it with myself. You're new to this, and your sphere may not be looking like this, and maybe you need to take a break. But you need to also train your brain, train your soul to tell yourself, you can do this. It's just like very purposeful. Like, see how messy this is up here? And that's how it should look when you start. But now I'm coming on top and I'm telling myself to change the direction of my pencil, to focus on maybe how some areas are darker and lighter, change up my application. You could push down a little bit harder. I could also get a different pencil. I haven't talked about that much. I started off with a 2H pencil and now I'm on a 2B pencil, and for some reason this 2B pencil is just not as dark as they usually are. 2B pencils are my favorite because I can go really dark or I can go really light. So like right around here, I'm telling my brain to do the small circles, not push down so hard. And when you tell your brain to do those things, when you tell your brain to tell your hand, slow down, whatever you've been worried about, stressed out about, whatever craziness is trying to get through your brain, it goes away because you are telling your brain to focus on something else. And we are in control, and you are doing a wonderful job, and I'm very proud of you. These are stressful times, so I'm going to try and finish this area up here, and then I'm going to hit the cast shadow. Alright, so what I'm doing now is, let me get this closer. This is all pretty nice and smooth. There is like a funky spot here. You see how it's darker up here and down here? I need to make this area darker. But I have not touched the highlighted area. So I'm going to go back to like my 3H and really focus on getting rid of these scribbles and trying to make this really smooth. So that's what I'm going to do next. Stay tuned. All right, so I smoothed out this area, but now I just added another layer for the core shadow, and so now there's a big harsh difference between the two. And I wanted to stop in. When you have something like this and you're trying to blend, I would always start on the darker spot and kind of start matching that value, but then as you go to the lighter area, it's a very purposeful, I'm lifting my pencil off the paper, so it makes it a smooth transition. And if it's still super dark, you can always take your eraser and dab it like I'm doing. Not dab, but up and down, dab it. And then come back on top though. Some people forget that. You gotta come back on top and at least get the graphite texture back wherever you just erased. So it doesn't look like a huge error area. But, so like here, I'm starting in that spot. And you just try to go in between the two different values. Oh, let me walk around for a second, turn the light on. Hello. We have motion censored here. So this is what I'm doing. And at this point, I hope you are really chill. I hope you have very relaxing music on. At this point, you've worked so hard to get here. It's just doing the small details, and really, I could be doing this all day. It's so therapeutic to me. Just the small circles and going back and forth, trying to make stuff look smooth. The more you go over it back and forth lightly like this, the more smooth it will be. So if you don't have much to do today, you could definitely just turn on your favorite movie, get real relaxed, and come along. Just make it all smooth and beautiful. I am going to do another layer here, and then I'm going to compare this to the value scale to see if I need to get it any darker. All right, there he is. I'm gonna call him Salvador. Salvador the Sphere. Now, when we compare our value scale yesterday to Salvador the Sphere, that has like a slight glare. My core shadow, I think, is more about, what is that, a 7? So I could get darker along here. So I'm gonna do that. And then the cast shadow is supposed to be pretty dark. And if I'm comparing, it could get a touch darker too. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to actually go up to, I've been using a 2H, a 2B, and a 4B. I'm going to very, very, very conservatively use a 6B. Don't get it twisted. You're not supposed to be using this dark of a 1 for all of it. Okay? Okay. All right, so I think I am so close to being done. It's got to get a little bit darker up here. Now, if you struggled with this, I want you to take a moment, look at what you've done, breathe, and tell yourself that's okay. All it is practicing. If you are so inclined, I always encourage you to try again, because every time you do it, you will get easier, and you are training yourself. You're training your brain to tell your hand what to do, and that takes a lot of purposeful thought and intention, and those are all things we are learning how to do. Okay? If you're looking at your sphere and you're proud of yourself, I want you to take a second and recognize that. because it is a big deal to make a circle look now like something you could possibly grab and pick up. So it's three-dimensional. I could always keep coming in here and working, making this look way more smooth, because as I'm looking at it from my camera view, it's like a pretty big jump here. So I might come back up in here and make this a little bit, oh, that's a 60. Make this a little bit darker up in here. So even for me, everybody, there's always room for improvement. There's always things that we can evolve, keep trying. And it's just like in a sport. You don't just hop on the field right away and learn how to kick the ball and get a goal. You have to practice and learn how to share the ball with other people, and learn how maybe a couple different steps in your routine could really help you be more successful. So try your best. Upload this to the Google slide when you're done. And I want you to know now that I'm super proud of you, and this is a huge feat to be able to do this. So good job.